Also, kind of a different tenor for this I'd say this offseason, just with the job being kind of up for grabs. How have you? I'm not going to ask you if your approach has changed. 'Cause I'm sure you'd say it hasn't, but just kind of what has been your focus entering this camp?
Yeah, I mean, it's been the same kind of all 3 years. You know, elevating your game every offseason. I think this spring, just kind of leading the team, leading the offense has been a big thing for me. Really understand the playbook now. So, you're out there trying to execute it at the highest level you can now.
Zach here.
What's your relationship with Dante been like throughout this process, going against each other, competing against each other, trying to make each other better? What's that been like?
Yeah, it's been super good. That whole room's pretty close. And so we go out there and, help each other when we need to and go out there and compete. We're all trying to make plays and um, lead to the best of our ability in that room. So it's been great.
Chris.
Yeah, Coach Stein earlier this spring talked about how he doesn't want you guys like battling in practice. One guy throws a good deep ball, now you automatically think you have to match that. Is that something that's easier said than done to not kind of get caught up in the moment during these practices?
I feel like for our room, we do a pretty good job of just going out there. He harps on it a bunch, but executing the offense. Like everyone has different plays. Run your play to the best of your ability, and that's what he's really looking for. Other than if this guy throws a big play, then I need to throw one. So I think we do a good job of that.
Back left, Matt.
Will's talked a lot about how you've had the ability to learn under Bo for a year, and then again with Dylan. And how much did that help you? And then I guess along similar lines of that, of how much do you have to remind yourself to play your style of football and not try to be what Bo did or what Dylan did?
Yeah, I think that's well said. I think because both just seeing Dylan and Bo both were completely different quarterbacks, but I think one thing that was super similar was just their preparation, and that's one thing that I really learned from both of them um, throughout the 2 years. Like they both prepared the same, and you felt super confident going into the game with them. Like they knew exactly what we were going to get, and they executed at a really high level, and you could see that both years.
On the left, Eric.
What would you say it is about your skill set that fits well with this offense? Why is it a good marriage?
Yeah, I think just the pro style, being able to take shots when needed, and then also our RPO game, like being able to sit in the pocket and deliver a pass. I think, coming from my high school to here is very similar, so fit right in.
Front right, Zach.
From where you were when you got here 2 years ago to where you are now, what do you think you've improved the most?
Um, I would say just my leadership and execution of like a faster paced offense. Coming here, we have a lot of checks, a lot of different schemes, play calls, and then now being able to kind of NFL style, being able to take a play call from Coach Stein and then relay it to the whole huddle and execute it at a high level has been kind of my biggest area of growth.
Front left, James.
So you guys are working with some on-helmet cameras here this spring. Just what are you getting out of that? And is that in a VR capacity or straight video? What exactly does that look like on your end?
Yeah, so it's all like GoPros, and so you get a really cool angle from our point of view of being able to kind of take the huddle. You hear everything, what's being said to the O line, and then as the ball snap, just seeing our reads and being able to go back and watch that has been a super cool tool for all of the quarterbacks so far.
Back right, Aaron.
Just the players and the staff that we've talked to this spring have talked about just bringing some of the more inexperienced players like yourself up to speed with the Oregon standard is what they're calling it. How have you kind of attacked that? How has your room attacked that? And how has the offense attacked that this spring?
Yeah, I think being a young team, our room has definitely seen that, and I think we've done a good job. A lot of us been here a couple of years, so kind of pulling those guys along, getting them up to speed. I think we've executed, pretty well this spring, and I think the young guys are picking it up really well. Everyone seems really invested, and I think you can tell that at practices.
On the left, Eric.
Speaking of young guys, what are your early impressions of DeCorian?
I mean that he's a freak for sure. I think he runs very explosive routes, goes up, high points the ball, does a good job, and I think um, he's going to make lots of plays for us. The years he's here.
James.
What are you working on and focusing on most this spring, Austin? And how will you define success 3 weeks from now when spring's wrapped up? These next 3 scrimmages, including the spring game, you'll feel good. You feel like you achieved what you were looking for. If you do what exactly?
I would say for me, leadership and high execution, being able to lead the offense, taking command control of that, and then from a success standpoint, I guess finishing out these weeks of spring ball and having a good spring game, leading into the summer workouts and stuff like that.